Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today in this video, I'm going to be doing this peachy vibes kind of look. Very peach on the eyes, the face, the lips, everything. So I hope you guys enjoy it. It was really fun to do. I really love how it turned out. I haven't done a look like this, I think, ever. And I usually don't wear like this much color, like this warm color on my lips. So I'm a little out of my comfort zone, but I really like how it turned out. So I hope you guys like it too. Talking about some products in here that I'm really excited to try, but also some like old goodies that I really love and I've used for a while. So I hope you guys enjoy the look, and if you want to see how I got it, then please keep on watching. Okay, so let's just get right into it. I already have my eye primed. I used my Tarte Shape Tape concealer, which is really one of my favorite eye primers. And then I did my eyebrows, and I just used like a regular pencil today. So for the eyeshadow, we're gonna go right in and start that. I'm using today the iluvsarahii and Dose of Colors palette because, like I said in my last video, or the video before my last video, I feel like I've used this like one time since I bought it, so I want to get a little more use out of it. So we are going to start with this color here, which is Peachy. No, it's not. It's Loungy. Why did I think there was a color called Peachy? That's weird. Okay, it's called Loungy. And I'm using this Morphe E27 blending brush. And I'm going to start by putting this basically all over my eye. So this is going to go all over the lid. I kind of started by packing it on. And then I am also going to completely blend this across the crease as well. All right, now once that is down, I'm going to go into this color here, which is called Wanderlust. And I'm using that on a MAC 222. This is a super old school brush that MAC does not make anymore. But any sort of very thin blending brush will work. This is one of my favorite brushes ever. It's a very thin but still long blending brush. But any sort of smaller, kind of tighter blending brush will do. And I'm going to just kind of put this across the crease. Now I went with a tighter bristled brush because I do want this more focused. I don't want it kind of going everywhere. I really just want to focus it right in the crease area. And I'm building it up from the outer corner first, and then I'm bringing it across as well. But I'm making sure I'm really staying just right in the crease line here. I don't want this color going up really high. And then I'm just very gently kind of buffing the edges out into the other color we have down already. And I feel like this eyeshadow look is actually really simple. So now I'm just going to go back with the first color, Loungy, and put that under my eye. And when I prime my eye with the Tarte Shape Tape concealer, as always, I took a little bit underneath the eye, so we also had a nice base down for the shadow on the bottom. And I'm taking it on the same brush I used on the top because I want this more diffused looking. Once I have that blended all the way across, I am taking the Wanderlust shade on the brush I used on top, and I am just going to focus that really close, a lot closer to the lash line than I did the first color. Still using a blending brush though, because I still want this to be like a buffed out kind of look under my eye. I do just want it like just a tiny bit though closer to my lash line. And I am focusing also a little more on the outer corner. I am not taking it in as far as I did the other color. And then I'm also kind of meeting those two up, so from the bottom to the top, kind of meeting them up in the corner. Now for the lid, to give this pop of glitter, I'm going to use this new MAC Dazzleshadow Liquid in the color Everyday as Sunshine. I used that Rayon Rays color in not my last video, but the video before that. And this is another one I've recently got, and I also like am obsessed with this one. This is more of like a very soft champagne, but it's got a very subtle peach undertone, so I thought it'd go really nice with this look. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some on my lid, and then I'm going to kind of look down and let it transfer up so that I know where to stop it, because I basically want this to go all the way on the lid up to the crease, kind of where my natural crease would stop, or like when I open my eyes, where that would naturally kind of stop. And then once I get a little past halfway across my eye, I'm just going to dab it a little with my finger so it fades into the eyeshadow colors we have down over there. And while that's drying down, I'm going to be like leaning back. I'm going to take this shade right here in the palette, which is Poquito Más. And I'm using my finger with this color and stamping that on the inner corner of my eye. And this has actually a very subtle kind of pinky peachy undertone to this color. So this ties in super well with this eye look. Alrighty, so now we're going to do some liner. And I wanted to do something different than what I would usually do. And so at first I just pulled out my black liner, and then I was like, no, I want to do something kind of out there, a little different. So I used this liner here, and this is the Keep It Currant liner from MAC. And it's one of the newer Liquidlast liner shades. So it's extremely waterproof and long wearing. And it's this really nice kind of matte, dark burgundy red color. So I'm going to use this to do my liner today. So as you can see, it's just kind of fun and different to kind of have that red liner, kind of burgundy liner instead of black. So I love that. For my waterline on the bottom, I'm going to use a light color. I never do this, literally. I don't think I've ever done it in like probably years since I've actually done a light color in my waterline. And so I want to step out of my comfort zone. So I'm using this. This is the MAC Chromographic Pencil in the shade NC15 NW50, which is the lightest color of these pencils. And I am just going to run that in my waterline all the way across. But for my lashes today, I'm going to use these guys right here. These are the Esqido Unison lashes. I can't remember the name of these ones. It'll obviously be down below. There you go. It'll be down below, but these are my favorite of the Unison lashes, I'm pretty sure. And because if you look, they're very like, they're wispy. I love how wispy they are. They're perfect. So yeah, I'm going to use these ones, and I'm just going to pop these on for mascara. I'm using my usual MAC in Extreme Dimension mascara, and I'm going to use that on the bottom as well. But for the bottom, I will do some False Lashes Maximizer first, just to give a little extra length and volume, because my lower lashes are very kind of sparse and boring and terrible. So I'm going to put these on real quick, and then we're going to come back and start on the face makeup. Okay, so we have our eyes done, and I love it. I love it so much. I never do colors like this, so I'm just like in love with it. I really love how it turned out. Always. Anyway, whatever. Love it so much. So I'm doing now my foundation, and to prep my skin, I wanted to use something different. And so I just recently got this. This is the MAC Hyper Real Foundation in the shade Gold Effects. Now I know this can be confusing because it says it's a foundation. So basically what it is MAC made Hyper Real Foundation back in the day, back before, you know, it was super popular to be super glowy. MAC did a foundation that was literally like foundation mixed with the most glowiest unicorn amazingness ever, and it was like this beautiful, like stunning, glowy foundation. And then they got rid of it, and then like, you know, a couple of years later, it's the new hotness. Everyone wants to be glowy, because at that time when they got rid of it was when it was like full coverage, beat crazy matte kind of thing was in, so they got rid of it. Of course, MAC leading the way, always having shit before it's popular, and then they get rid of it, and then it becomes popular, and then they take too long to put it out again. Literally, their life. So anyways, so you can use this mixed in with foundation, on top of foundation, or before foundation. And it's just like crazy glowy, but I like it because the texture of it is better than a lot of like glowy products that I've tried before. It's just got a really great texture, and it works very well mixed into foundations and stuff. But today I'm just going to use it underneath, because I don't want to change the formulation of the foundation I'm using, because the foundation I'm using, I really want to see how it works on its own. So this is just going to be like a glowy primer, but you can see it gives a really pretty glow. I really love this stuff. This is the gold color. I don't know if I said that. And it's really, really nice, and it spreads really nicely, makes the skin feel really nice. So highly recommend. So that is on. I'm now using controversial. I'm going to be using the Beauty Blender Bounce Foundation. They had this at my local Sephora. I thought it was only online right now. So when I saw this, I was like, oh, let me see. Seems like online, it's gotten pretty good reviews in terms of the formula. It's just been all the damn drama otherwise. I talked about this, I think, like, I talked about it on Instagram stories and Snapchat or something like that when it first, like, the tea all went down. And here's my quick 2 cents about it. The shade range is a hot damn mess, and they should have known better. Like, it's just like, you should have known. Like, and then they gave, the worst part is they gave all those like terrible, like, oh, it's just the filter that Trend Mood put on it, and oh, it's inclusive and all this other shit. And then they put out their own damn pictures and it looks exactly the same. It's the same colors. And then the owner tried to say something like, oh, well, you know, I'm a Latina woman and I made this, like, hold on. Are we focused? Are we in focus? Okay. She's like, oh, I'm a Latina woman and I feel like Latina women don't have like a good shade range. So I was really thinking of them when I was making the shades. And I'm sitting here. Okay. Latina women come in all colors, first of all. But if you're going to say you made this for Latina women, we can say, I don't like to generalize, but we can say for the most part Latina women are like of a medium skin tone. Does this keep not focusing on me? I can't tell. We can say Latina women are generally of a medium skin tone. I'm sorry, but every single foundation shade range has medium colors. What they don't ever have is light enough or deep enough or enough range in a deep color range. So to say you're making this for Latina women who can't find their color, no. So that was my first gripe with it. Also, second gripe is I hate when makeup companies come out with foundations, right? They come out with foundations and they come out with a bunch of light shades, a bunch of medium shades, and then like only like a couple dark shades, but like their dark shades, they have like a light dark, like a medium dark, and then like the darkest color they could possibly come out with. And then they claim to be inclusive because of how dark their shade range goes, because it goes like the deepest skin tone. I worked at MAC for 5 years now, okay? I've color matched a million people at this point. And why does this keep not focusing? Keeps focusing on my background. What in the world? Let me zoom in a little bit. Maybe that'll be better. So I've color matched a million people. And in my experience working at a makeup store, if you guys are familiar with MAC colors, NW45 and NC50 are 2 of our most popular colors because that fits the most people. And that's kind of like, if we're in the dark range, that's like a medium in the dark range, okay, if that makes sense. So to come out with just the darkest color you could possibly come out with, that would be kind of like a MAC NW58. I sell maybe one of those every once in a while. Like, that's not a common color. The common color is more in the medium to deep range of a deep range. Does that make sense? I know there's like so many things I'm saying right now. But basically what I'm trying to say is they think they can just put the darkest color ever and that means you're inclusive. But it doesn't, because there are so many other shades in a deep skin tone that were like completely missed. And I just think to myself, like, who? Like, there are so many people who said yes to this. You know what I'm saying? When stuff like this happens, it's like, how many people were just like, oh yeah, that seems like a great idea to like, for this to come out, you know? It just seems so stupid that that many people were a part of this and were like, yeah, that's such a great idea. Like, come out with a shade range that has literally 4 dark colors. It's gonna go really well. Like, who thought? I don't know. Anyways, so I really hope that they come out with more colors. Because if this is good, and I've heard it's very good, I really hope that they get their shit together and come out with a lot more colors, and very soon, because everyone deserves to try it. I'm not saying that you can ever have like every color in every foundation, but come on, like more than 4 colors would be ideal. Especially considering half of the light colors look exactly the same. All right, rant over. So I'm in the shade 2.4, or at least that's the one I picked up. So we'll see how this works. I'm going to apply it with a beauty blender because I would assume beauty blender foundation works best with a beauty blender. So I have my beauty blender. I'm just gonna wet it. I'm using the Mario Badescu setting spray. I always like to wet my beauty blenders with setting spray for the most part, not just regular water. It could be that, or I'm just too lazy to get up from this chair and walk over to the bathroom, which is more likely why I do that, but whatever. So it's all wet and everything. I prefer the Beauty Blender Pro to the original Beauty Blender because this one is way more like soft and bouncy and squishy. So I really like this one. Okay, so I'm going to use the container as it is supposed to be used. So I'm basically gonna squirt it so it comes out on the container. This is my first time using it, so it's like not up in the pump yet. So let's see, here we go. I'll get it in the pump. Okay, I feel it going in the pump, maybe. Oh God. Did I get a broken one? It's like, okay, now I hear it now. There it is. Okay, so I'm gonna do 3 pumps because I assume that's how much I need. I will say this packaging is so innovative and it's like amazing. Like I'm obsessed with, like whoever thought of this, they need a raise. They also need to figure out shade ranges, but they are a genius. Whoever was like first was like, oh, why don't we make a dish built in? That was so cool. So going in with a beauty blender, I'm gonna do half of my face first so I can kind of compare this. That, okay. This has to be the most beautiful foundation I have put on my face in a long time. And I think you guys know, because I've talked about it before recently, my concerns with my skin after having Lily. Like my skin went to shit and my skin is gross, like texture, pores, a hot mess, like breakouts and everything. And this foundation looks literally amazing. Like it looks amazing on my skin, and I've never felt that way in a long time because of how my skin has looked after I've been pregnant. And I'm like, I'm in awe of how nice my skin looks right now. This looks so good. Oh my God. Okay, let me do the other side. Alrighty, so full face done in that, and I'm like shook right now, like quaking. You know, if I had a wig, it would probably be in the next room at this point because this foundation looks literally perfect, which is upsetting because then you think about like the million people that aren't going to even be able to use it because they didn't come out with a damn shade range that was actually any good. So it's a shame. But if they end up extending their shade range, which I hopefully they will, wow, like this looks amazing. So far, like I don't know how it's gonna wear, but based on the looks alone, like, oh my God, this is amazing. So I'm gonna do concealer. I'm using my NARS creamy concealer today. And I'm going to highlight kind of everywhere like I usually do. I just, you know, I like that look. And then using my booty blender again to blend that in. All right, so our highlight's popping a little too much. We're gonna blend it all out and make it work. So I'm gonna set my under eye like I usually do with my Maybelline Fit Me loose powder. Definitely one of my absolute favorite powders of life. And I'm using a MAC 240S, which is like 224 but bigger. And it's synthetic and it puts on under eye setting powder so amazingly. Like it looks flawless. So I'm gonna use that to set my under eye area, sort of blend that in. And then to set the rest of my face, I'm taking my MAC Mineralized powder to set everything else. And I'm using a Morphe G5. And this is the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade medium. I'm not doing medium, I usually do medium golden, but I'm a little less tan right now because my fake tan is wearing off. I haven't put it on in almost a week, so I don't want to go like too dark and look like a Oompa Loompa. For bronzer today, I'm going to use one of my faves, and this is the MAC Delicates bronzer. This was limited edition. You might still be able to find it online somewhere, but you know, any bronzer will do. So you know how I just got that Tarte palette to have a contour and stuff, and you know, in my mind, which is insane sometimes, I somehow convinced myself that getting more contour colors today would be a good idea. You know, who knows where my mind was going, but it was just one of those things where like, oh, that looks so pretty, and you know, this will be convenient. I can take this traveling that I never do. I never travel anywhere, but you know, I still convinced myself somehow that I'm going to be traveling and I'm going to need some nice travel palette. So I made this little Makeup Forever palette at Sephora today, and look how pretty it is. It's so pretty. I love it. So I did a contour, a blush, and a highlight. These are now permanently in here, kind of. Let me see if I can get these out so I can tell you the colors. So I'm going to first use the contour, and the contour shade I got was S112. So I went for the lighter one because I always go, I feel like, very dark with like bronzers and contours and stuff like that because I'm a drag queen at heart. So I wanted to like get something that was actually more light and more gray toned to do like legit contouring and not just bronzing. So I'm going to use the same exact brush, and I'm just going to contour with this color. And it's like just enough, you know, for like a light to medium skin tone, for like just enough contour. They had this one, a mid-tone, and then a really nice deep one. And these were more like, these weren't bronzers. These were straight up, like they call them Sculpt powders, like straight up contours. And this does not really have any warmth to it. It's just giving me a nice shadow. This is the blush in the shade B308. And I wanted to do something peachy. I have a lot of like the same peachy blushes that I always use, so I wanted something, again, different. But I knew like, okay, if I'm gonna get a palette, I'll get it like a peachy pink because I'll always use peachy pink. I didn't want to get a color that was so out there that I'd never use. And then we use the same brush that we've been using. Oh, that's pretty. And it goes super good with this eye look. And I also hate makeup forever, the fact that everything's a number. I can remember names easier, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need to put names on things because those are more memorable. And I'd remember it, duh. Okay, this is H106, which is a beautiful, like, golden champagne. Love it. So I'm going to take my little brocha. This is the Morphe M501. This highlight's amazing also. This, like, is amazing. It's funny because I noted, like what I said in a previous recent video, I've been very like obsessed with face stuff lately and been very impressed with face stuff I've gotten. And this is no different. Like, this is pretty nice. Highlight is popping and I love it. So now I am going to do my lip. I guess that's all that's left. Okay. So for my lip, I wanted to do something peach to go with this whole look. And because I literally never do peach lips. I always do nudes, and I always do either brown nudes or like mauve-y kind of purplish, grayish, pink kind of nude colors. I never go warm with my lips because I don't like the way it looks on me personally, but I wanted to kind of get out of my comfort zone here and do something that was a little bit more warm. So that's what I'm gonna do. So to start off, I'm gonna line my lips. I'm using Boldly Bare Lip Pencil from MAC, which is kind of a nudish, but it's a very warm, kind of orangey nude. Okay, so I'm gonna line my lips. I'm gonna do like I did in my last video, and I'm gonna overline my lips a lot because I did really like the way that looked. So I'm gonna do that again. And I'm pulling in the color just a little bit, but I'm not really filling it in at all. Okay, so now I'm gonna use this liquid lipstick from Wet n Wild. Let me open it here. And this is the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit lipsticks. And I'm using the shade Nudist Peach, which is this nice peach color, obviously. I've never used their liquid catsuit liquid lipstick, so this will be interesting. All right, my camera stopped recording. Don't know how long it was not recording, but lined my lips with the Boldly Bare. I put the Wet n Wild Catsuit liquid lipstick in the color Nudist Peach, and then I just put Myth lipstick from MAC over top just in the center to lighten it up a little bit and I don't know, give it a little more life so it's not too flat. As far as this liquid lipstick goes, it was very thin feeling. Like, it felt very thin, and I could tell, like, if I hadn't had that little bit of lip liner underneath, you would be able to kind of see my natural lip underneath. So I'm not really super excited about that, and it kind of smelled like paint or something sketchy, so, like, I don't know. But, yeah, this is the final look, and I don't know, what do you guys think? I really like it. I really wanted to do something peachy like this, and I really love how it turned out. I really am so glad I did the reddish burgundy liner instead of black because I think it really sets it off and makes it look really cool. And yeah, I really love this. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching and listening to me ramble on and on forever. And if you want to see anything in particular, other videos, please let me know down below in the comments. And yeah, I will see you next time. Bye.